Hello and welcome to the Live Action Reboot, your sports and pop culture safe space until we decide otherwise. I'm your sports correspondent, Isaac from Memphis, Tennessee.
And I'm your pop culture correspondent, Mike, from that state directly below Georgia.
Wait, where are you from again?
Florida.
Huh. Well, it turns out basketball is just around the corner again, and the NBA just announced
I thought you were talking about football.
Well, basketball just recently had some new surface.
Yeah, but isn't the NFL in the middle of their season?
Mike, do you want to talk about basketball, or do you want to talk about your Dallas Cowboys and your fantasy football team?
Let's talk some hoops.
Since basketball just admitted that they can't live without us, as we watch NBA players crawl back to us for our attention and nonstop praise on Twitter, we finally get a layout of everything that's supposed to happen around the holidays. The NBA draft will happen on November 18th, free agency starts November 20th, and the NBA season will start December 22nd, just in time to watch the New York Knicks lose on Christmas Day. A holiday tradition like no other.
I don't know much about basketball, but I do say prayers to anyone in talks to getting traded to the Knicks.
That's very kind of you. And speaking of trades, Chris Paul was recently dealt to the Phoenix Suns to make sure they can at least lock up the 7th seed. Will James Harden get traded to the Brooklyn Nets so Kyrie Irving has someone else to blame when they lose? And will Bradley Beal finally be set free, or will he continue to be held hostage and forced to entertain Washington, D.C.?
And who do you think is going to get traded to my Orlando Magic?
Oh, you're serious?
The holidays are approaching, y'all. With Halloween over and Christmas right around the corner, it's time to meander through that cozy little transitional period we like to call autumn and Thanksgiving. But the most meaningful part of this time isn't the color changes, time with family, or turkey and all the sides. It's those Christmas movies that come out during this time. So I'm going to grab Isaac, and we're going to discuss the true meaning of Thanksgiving, Christmas movies. Take it away, Isaac.
First up is The Pack, releasing November 20th. Now, I know it's not a Christmas movie or series, but it's basically Amazing Race, except they took half of the show's biggest flaw, humans, and replaced them with dogs.
One thing I'm personally excited for is Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square, coming November 22nd. And if you start laughing at the Dolly Parton before the punchline, then you know what? No, you do not get a joke about Dolly Parton.
Next is the LEGO Star Wars Holiday Special that released on November 17th, where characters go back in time to try to fix all of George Lucas's mistakes, replace Hayden Christensen with literally anybody, and try to warn Natalie Portman about what she's getting herself into before she signs that contract.
And of course, there's The Happiest Season with Kristen Stewart, available November 25th. This shows that Kristen is finally listening to her gay fan base. We never wanted you to be an award-winning, acclaimed dramatic actor. We just wanted you to be gay in a Christmas movie.
And coming November 19th is the second Princess Switch movie starring Vanessa Hudgens, where in some capacity she gets replaced with a better version of herself. Well, Vanessa, don't threaten us with a good time.
And lastly is Jingle Jangle that came out November 13th, which proves that Hollywood finally realized that Black people also celebrate Christmas.
Wow, I'm so excited to pretend that 2020 was worth it for the Christmas movies, even though it wasn't.
Not even close.
Well, that's going to do it for us, the live action reboot. But before we go, we wanted to focus on some positives.
Yes, we'd love to end our show paying homage to everything that's helping us get through this pandemic in a segment we like to call Pandemic Appreciation.
First up is Undercover Boss. Thank you for distracting us and letting us cry while we watch TV instead of watching the world burn.
And shout out to Indeed, who no matter how many employers rejected us, you are still putting our names out there, telling us that perfect job is right around the corner.
And thank you to Ninja and your grill, fryer, roaster for teaching us how to cook vegetables and cooking my frozen chicken tenders to restaurant quality.
And we really do admire Amy Schumer's new cooking show with her husband. Yeah. It's just as informative as every other cooking show, but not as condescending, so you don't feel stupid.
And of course is The Last Dance, where the whole country came together in unison as Michael Jordan formally invited us to make fun of all the other NBA players that played during that time.
And last, but certainly not least, is Miller Lite. From the bottom of our hearts,
thank you, you sweet, sweet, sweet.
Beautiful soul.
Well, that's going to do it for us at the Live Action Reboot.
We'll see you next time, y'all. Thanks for tuning in.
Happy holidays, y'all.